Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Cyril Alfasa Firmansyah. I am from Department of Economics, Pajajaran University. I would like to present my paper with the title of The Effects of Women Empowerment on Indonesia's Regional Economic Growth. First of all, I would like to thank my advisor, Mr. Estro Daryatno Sihaloho, Head of Economics Department Program, Pajajaran University, and all who made this possible. This is the outline of this presentation. Gender inequality is not only an issue of moral and social, but also a critical economic challenge. If women populations, who account for almost half of Indonesia's population, do not achieve their potential, the economy will suffer. Women empowerment is important to the economic development as they account for almost half of Indonesia's human capital. Women empowerment and economic development are closely related. Development agenda and program often not view women as an integral process to the economic development. It is proved by a large investment on women's education and health is rather aimed to lower the birth rate and improving the well-being of the children. An empirical research done by Mehra in 1997 suggests that it is easier to improve women's capabilities rather than their opportunities. Much of women's work goes unrecorded because it takes places in the informal sector and/or unpaid work, which are not recorded by the Census Bureau. It means that providing skills needed by women is easier than providing the same opportunity as men in the economy. According to UNFPA in 1994, women empowerment refers to the process of participating women in the social, economic, and political process. The full participation of both women and men is required in a productive and reproductive life. Women often get difficulty to enter the formal economy, as most of the women do unpaid work or work in the informal economy, which is hard to measure. Figure 1 represents the spread map of women population percentage in Indonesia by the year of 2018. The lightest blue color represents the province that account for women population between 47.35 until 48.93%. The darkest blue color represents the province that account for women population between 49.9 until 51.14%. Therefore, women account for little over half population in Indonesia. Central Bureau of Statistics or BPS stated that women account for 49.76% of Indonesia's population in the year of 2018. It is shown that women account for almost half of Indonesia's population and almost half of Indonesia's human capital. Figure 2 represents the percentage of women representative in the Parliament of Indonesia between the year of 2014 and 2018. It is shown that Sulawesi Utara, followed by Gorontalo and Sumatra Barat, hold the highest percentage of women representative in the parliament, among other provinces in Indonesia. Meanwhile, Bangka Belitung, followed by Papua Barat and Bali, hold the lowest percentage of women representative in the parliament, among other provinces in Indonesia. The high proportion of women representative percentage in the parliament shows high women's presence in political decision-making that can support women empowerment through the policy implemented in the parliament that may contribute women's rights. Better use of women, who account for almost half of Indonesia's population in Indonesia recorded by Central Bureau of Statistics, will induce economic growth. If women could participate in the same rate as men in the economy, the overall world real GDP will increase by 26%, according to Wetzel et al. In 2015. However, women often face difficulty entering the formal sector. Women often disregarded due to personal prejudice that women should take care of and assist people, while men work and focus on more important tasks. Women also often being seen as only as their reproductive role rather than their productive role. This research want to analyze how the effect of women empowerment towards Indonesia's economy through various women empowerment indicators such as life expectancy, the percentage of women who work as a professional, women representation in the parliament, women's per capita expenditure, and women's population percentage, women's empowerment is defined as improving the ability of women access to the constituents of development, in particular health, education, earning opportunities, and political participation. To measure women empowerment in Indonesia, we use UNDP's Gender Empowerment Measure, or GEM, which contains three components. First, political representation. Second, representation in senior position in the economy. Third, power over economic resources, according to Claassen and Schuler in 2011. The GEM measures women participation in economic, political, and professional activities, according to UNDP in 1995. The three keys available for GEM that are introduced by UNDP Human Development Report in 1995 are women's per capita income to measure women's power over economic resources based on earned income, women as professional to measure the woman access to professional opportunities and participation in economic decision making, women's representative in the parliament to measure the woman's access to political opportunities and participation in political decision making. The political representation is represented by the percentage of women representatives in parliament across 34 provinces in Indonesia. The empowerment and autonomy of women and the improvement of women's social, economical, and political status is essential for the achievement of both transparent and accountable government and administration and sustainable development in all areas of life, according to UNFPA in 1994. Greater transparency and more open participation in political processes is an important part of women's empowerment in government, and thus administration and political instructions at all levels must become more open to public scrutiny and made accessible to a wider portion of the public, according to OECD in 2008. Expenditure per capita is the cost incurred for the expenditure for all household members for the time spent divided by the number of household members, according to Central Bureau of Statistics in 2018. Data released can reveal general household consumption patterns using contributor indicators for food and non-food. The compositions of household expenditure can make a measure to increase the level of welfare of the population. The higher percentage for food to the total increase, much of the development support women needed is outside the formal economies, where they engage in the activities such as petty trade, agriculture, food processing, household help, according to Mehra in 1997. However, an OECD studies found that the wage gaps between men and women are still high. Women earn less income than men even when they work at the same hours due to the persistent gender wage gap. The average in pay for men and women in full-time jobs in OECD countries is more than 18%, according to OECD in 2008. Life expectancy is an estimation of the number of years of a person expected to live based on the statistical average. It reflects the health of a country's population. There is two kinds of life expectancy, which are life expectancy at birth and life expectancy at age, according to Kumalasari in 2011. Another research suggests that the improvement in life expectancy will lead to some growth in aggregate incomes. The increase in life expectancy was associated with a significant increase in population and a considerably smaller increase in total GDP within the variation of countries post-1940 data, according to Darren Acemoglu and Johnson in 2007. An increase of women's life expectancy indicates more equal health facilities provided between men and women in a country that will make people healthier. Therefore, increase women's opportunities to participate in the workforce that will induce economic growth. This is supported by Lucy in 2009 that suggests an increase of women's labor force participation. To represent the economic growth, this research used the Real Gross Regional Domestic Product, or GRDP, from 34 provinces in Indonesia. GRDP is one of the important indicators to oversight economic condition in a province during certain period of time, whether based on actual price or constant price, according to Bank Indonesia. Basically, GRDP is the market value of the overall final goods and services produced within a province in a given period of time. GRDP is calculated in two ways. First, on the basis of current price. Second, on the basis of constant price. GRDP can be translated into three terms, namely, first, production approach, second, income approach, three, expenditure approach, according to Helyati and Dwi Putra in 2016. This study used province-level panel data, also known as longitudinal cross-sectional time series data, between the year of 2014 until 2019. In panel data, we focus on two techniques used to analyze, which are fixed effect and random effect. Use fixed effect if we think that unobserved variable is correlated with explanatory variable over time. Otherwise, use random effect if we think that unobserved variable is not correlated with explanatory variable over time. If we have a problem such as heteroskedasticity and multicollinearity that break the Gauss-Markov assumption on multiple linear regressions, we can use either robust regression and generalized least square regressions to fix that problem. To test that, we can use Bruch-Pagan test for heteroskedasticity. To choose the best technique that fit our model, we can run a Hausman test to calculate the difference of correlation between random effect model and fixed effect model, according to Waldreich in 2002. On this research, we used the secondary data from Central Bureau of Statistics in 34 provinces in Indonesia by the year of 2014 until 2018, processed by the Stata 14 application. The total observation used on this analysis are 170. Equation 1 is the model of panel data that uses robust regression. This model will estimate the effect of women empowerment in Indonesia's regional economic growth. The variable consisted on this model is Indonesia's gross regional domestic product or GRDP, the logarithmic combined variable of women as a professional, the percentage of women representative in parliament, and women expenditure per capita in Indonesia. Women life expectancy, and the percentage of women's population in error term. Based on the Bruch-Pagan test, heteroskedasticity is assumed in the model. To fix that problem, we use the robust regression. This is the result of the analysis. Women empowerment positively affect gross regional domestic product or GRDP by 76.374 billion rupiah. It is statistically significant at 10% significant level. This result is consistent with previous research done by ILO in 2017 that suggests closing the gap of participation rate between men and women would yield significant economic benefit and individual welfare. Every 1 year increase of women's life expectancy will increase gross regional domestic product by 64.314 billion rupiah. It is significant at 1% significance level. This result is in line with previous research done by Acemoglu and Johnson in 2007 that suggests the increase of life expectancy was associated with a considerably increase in smaller total GDP within the variation of country. Every 1% increase of the percentage of women population will increase the gross regional domestic product by 10.007 billion rupiah. It is significant at a 1% significance level. This result is in line with previous research done by Lucy in 2009 and OECD in 2008 that suggests the better use of female population and the increase of female labor market participation will have a positive impact on economic growth. The R-square is 0.235 or 23.5%. It means that 23.5% variance of all independent variables can explain the Indonesia's GRDP variable. Obviously, it is not startled that the researcher found a relatively low correlation. This can be explained by other factors that affect the economy, such as short-run factor, and systematic risks such as trade wars, crises from other countries. This research has shown that women empowerment has a positive and significant effect on Indonesia's GRDP. There is a correlation between women's life expectancy, the women population percentage, have positive and significant effects on the Indonesia's GRDP. This research also found that women are contributing important factor towards economic growth, as without any effect from independent variables inside the model, the dependent variable of the model will be negative. The policy recommendations for the government is to ensure all people in Indonesia, including women, have an equal right to economic resources, have an equal chance to participate in the political decision-making process, and to end discrimination in all forms. I hope that we can have a better economic growth by empowering women. Thank you.